Right, let's get one thing clear straight away. A transatlantic cruise sounds dreamy. Days at sea, sunsets on deck, no jet lag, and an affordable price tag. But here's the truth. It's not for everyone. If you're not prepared, it can feel like a very long week with no land in sight, patchy Wi-Fi, and more motion than you bargained for. I've done it. And I loved it. But I also made mistakes I wouldn't repeat. So here are 15 essential tips I wish I'd known before crossing the Atlantic on a cruise. Whether you're sailing from Southampton to Barbados, or the other way round. This will save you from rookie mistakes and make sure you have the relaxing, adventure-filled journey you're dreaming of. Tip 1. Understand what a transatlantic cruise actually is. A lot of people book these cruises because they're cheaper. And yes, they're often the best value per day you'll find. But it's not just a longer Caribbean cruise. A transatlantic cruise is usually a repositioning cruise, which means the cruise line is moving the ship from one part of the world to another, often from Europe to the Caribbean or vice versa, depending on the season. So it's a one-way trip, and that means you'll need to book a one-way flight either to or from your embarkation or disembarkation port, unless it's included in your booking. It is included, for example, when you book with P&O and Marella, but not with some of the American cruise companies like Royal Caribbean and Princess Cruises. It also means the cruise isn't about ticking off loads of ports. It's more about embracing sea days and enjoying life on board. So if you're trying to avoid flights altogether, this might not be the cruise for you. Tip 2. You must love sea days. Transatlantic cruises typically have 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days at sea without stopping. So you absolutely have to love sea days in order to fully enjoy a transatlantic cruise. On my cruise from Barbados to Southampton, we had 5 full days at sea between Antigua and the Azores. Not a single glimpse of land. And honestly, they're my favorite part. You can slow right down, take your time over breakfast, read by the pool, watch the waves, and just completely switch off. But if you're the type of traveler who gets twitchy without daily excursions, this might not be the cruise for you. You've got to embrace the rhythm of the ocean. But honestly, it was my favorite part. I got to slow down. I spent my mornings in the Serenity pool, had long lazy lunches, read for hours, and even made time for a few spa visits. Tip 3. Pack for multiple climates. This is a big one. Because you're crossing an ocean, you'll be sailing through different climates. The weather can be a bit of a wild card. You might start in 28 degrees Celsius sunshine in the Caribbean and end up in 14 degrees Celsius drizzle in the English Channel. So bring layers, light clothes, but also jumpers, a waterproof jacket, and something cozy for cooler evenings. I always pack a shawl or pashmina too, because the aircon on the ship can be pretty fierce. Tip 4. Think about which direction you're sailing. It actually makes a difference. I sailed from Barbados to Southampton, and one huge perk was no jet lag. Because the clocks go back an hour most nights, you slowly adjust over the course of the cruise. But it also got cooler each day. If you prefer warmer weather each day, you might enjoy sailing from Southampton to the Caribbean instead. It gets warmer and sunnier as you go, which is lovely if you enjoy sunbathing or being outside. Tip 5. Choose the right cabin side. Here's something I didn't think about before my first crossing: sun exposure. Depending on which direction you're sailing, the sun will be on one side of the ship for most of the day. If you want full sun on your balcony, pick the south-facing side. If you prefer shade or cooler afternoons, go for the north-facing side. If you're sailing east to west, the sun will be on the south side of the ship all day long. West to east. It's the opposite. So if you're booking a balcony cabin and don't fancy roasting every afternoon, check which direction your cruise is going and which way your cabin faces. And for anyone prone to motion sickness, aim for midship and a lower deck if possible. It makes a big difference as it's the most stable part of the ship. Tip 6. Be prepared for movement. Even big ships feel the motion of the Atlantic. Some days are like glass, others not so much. I personally find it soothing. I sleep so well when we're rocking gently. But if you're prone to motion sickness, bring what works for you. sea bands, tablets, or ginger chews. I always carry my own, but ships usually offer them free at reception as well. Even on a huge ship like P&O Britannia, the Atlantic can get choppy. We had one day of quite rough seas. The waves were mesmerizing to watch, but you could really feel the motion. Tip 7. The ship is the destination. This is something I really love about transatlantic cruises. You finally have time to explore every nook and cranny of the ship. Try the spa, attend a lecture, take a dance class, watch a film, or just sip a cappuccino with an ocean view. You're not rushing off to port. You can genuinely relax and enjoy everything the ship has to offer. This is where you really get your money's worth. Most people never fully explore their cruise ship on a 7-night to 14-night itinerary because they're off the ship every day. When I was on Britannia recently on a Caribbean cruise, I didn't spend the first few days finding my way around, as I had already explored the ship thoroughly during my transatlantic cruise. Although finding the Oriental restaurant still throws me. Tip 8. Book specialty dining and spa early. With so many sea days, everyone has the same idea. Therefore, demand is higher for things like spa treatments and specialty restaurants. You can book spa treatments once you have booked your cruise if it's less than 365 days before your cruise. And specialty dining opens 2 weeks before your cruise on the P&O Cruises website. I recommend checking them out and booking anything you're keen on or book straight away once you are on board. And here's a bonus. Some cruise lines offer spa day passes or discounts on port days when fewer people are on board. Tip 9. Don't rely on Wi-Fi mid-Atlantic. Here's a heads up. Even the best cruise ship internet struggles in the middle of the Atlantic. Wi-Fi on board cruise ships are much better than previously, with many cruise companies using Starlink. However, there's usually a blackout zone mid-Atlantic where the Wi-Fi just vanishes for a bit some days. It'll drop out completely. So download anything important before you sail and use it as a chance to unplug. Honestly, the digital detox is one of the best parts. I had never been so relaxed at the end of a holiday than after my transatlantic cruise. Tip 10. Time changes add up. Most transatlantic cruises include daily time changes. If you're sailing east to west, you'll gain an hour most days. West to east, you'll lose them. It's gradual, so it's better than jet lag, but it still adds up. Each night, the clock goes back an hour. Sounds great. More time, right? But it can mess with your body clock after 5 or 6 nights in a row. Try to keep a routine, get up, get out in the daylight, stay active, and check the ship's time every morning. Your phone might not update automatically in the middle of the Atlantic. Tip 11. Don't cut it fine at your last port. If you're stopping at one final port before the crossing, say Antigua before heading to the Azores, make absolutely sure you're back at the ship on time. If you miss it, there's no catching up. The ship won't stop again for days. If you're doing a DIY excursion, be back at the port well ahead of all aboard. I usually give myself a 90-minute cushion, minimum. Do not risk missing the ship. You can't just hop on in the next town. You'll miss the rest of the cruise. Tip 12. Join cruise groups in advance. I always recommend joining Facebook groups or roll calls for your specific sailing. They are brilliant for connecting with fellow passengers before you sail. You can meet people in advance and ask questions. It makes a big ship feel friendlier and more personal. It's a lovely way to organize group excursions, get answers to itinerary questions, or even find someone to have dinner with. As a solo traveler, I found them incredibly welcoming and helpful. Tip 13. Budget for onboard extras. Cruise fares are great value per day, but remember to factor in extras. Drinks packages, gratuities, spa treatments, excursions, Wi-Fi. It can all add up quickly, so plan your budget with those things in mind. And for once, I would recommend working out if the drinks package is worth it for the cruise. As you have so many sea days and much less port days, it might work out more value for money. Cruise Mummy has a great drinks package calculator, which might help with you in deciding if the drinks package is worth it for you. Tip 14. The Azores are worth the wait. Many westbound crossings include a stop in the Azores, and honestly, they're such a hidden gem. Ponta Delgada is beautiful, and easy to explore on foot. The volcanic landscape is stunning. If your itinerary includes the Azores, don't miss it. It's a highlight. Charming cobbled streets, beautiful whitewashed buildings, and you can walk straight from the ship into town. No shuttle needed. It's a port I might never have visited otherwise. And that's what makes these cruises so special. Tip 15. Pack smart for a longer cruise. With longer itineraries, you need to be clever with packing. You need clothes for formal nights, chillier evenings, spa wear, beach wear, and comfy sea day loungewear. So be smart with your packing. Mix and match. Bring layers. And don't forget adapters if you're ending in a different country than you started. I bring mix and match outfits, a small first aid kit, my own reusable water bottle, and extra chargers. Check whether your ship has self-service laundry, or plan for a laundry bag service halfway through. So now you're ready to book your transatlantic cruise like a pro. But what's it actually like stepping onto the ship for the very first time in the Caribbean? In the next video, I'll take you with me to Barbados on Embarkation Day and show you exactly what to expect, from arriving at the port to that first cocktail on deck, and also what to do with your day in Barbados. That video kicks off my new series on Caribbean cruise ports, so if you're planning a Caribbean cruise, you won't want to miss it. See you there.